What happens when artificial intelligence makes decisions that affect people's lives? Its potential is transformative, but its development and deployment raise ethical and societal concerns. To understand it clearly, you need to look at fairness, accountability, governance, social impact, collaboration, and practical ethical action. Understanding these implications is essential for creating systems that are fair, accountable, and beneficial to society. Ethical considerations are not separate from technical work. They shape how systems are designed, how they are deployed, and whether people can trust the outcomes they produce. One major ethical issue is bias and fairness. Artificial intelligence systems may perpetuate or amplify societal biases when they are trained on biased datasets. A clear example is facial recognition systems that exhibit racial or gender bias. This shows how flawed data can produce unfair outcomes. Accountability asks a difficult question. Who is responsible when an artificial intelligence system makes a decision? This becomes especially important in high-stakes domains such as healthcare and criminal justice, where decisions can affect safety, treatment, and life-changing outcomes for individuals and communities. Without clear explanations, trust becomes harder to build, and accountability becomes harder to assign or challenge. Transparency is another core concern. When models lack explainability, people may not understand how decisions are made. Deep learning is given as an example of this problem. Artificial intelligence systems can collect and analyze vast amounts of personal data. That raises serious privacy concerns. Artificial intelligence-enabled surveillance systems may also infringe on civil liberties. The challenge is not only what systems can observe, but how that information is used and controlled. Autonomy and control focus on human oversight. The source stresses the need to ensure human oversight of artificial intelligence systems, especially in military applications and autonomous vehicles. As systems act with more independence, maintaining human control becomes a central ethical safeguard. On the societal side, artificial intelligence can reshape work. Automation of tasks may lead to job displacement in industries such as manufacturing, logistics, and customer service. At the same time, the workforce needs reskilling and upskilling to adapt to changes driven by artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence can also deepen economic inequality. When technologies are concentrated among a few corporations or countries, global economic disparities may widen. This concern is not only about innovation. It is also about who controls access, who benefits first, and who may be left behind. Public services show both promise and risk. In healthcare, education, and public safety, artificial intelligence applications can improve efficiency. But efficiency alone is not enough. These systems must also address accessibility and equity so that benefits are shared fairly across different groups. Fairness as a core guide. Frameworks for ethical artificial intelligence start with a small set of core principles. The source identifies 0-2, transparency, accountability, and privacy. Together, these principles guide responsible development and help organizations judge whether a system respects human values and responds to ethical risks. 0-3 and 0-4-0-0. Regulatory frameworks support these principles in practice. Governments and organizations are creating rules to ensure responsible deployment. One example is the General Data Protection Regulation. It protects privacy and data rights, and it is relevant when artificial intelligence systems handle personal data. Responsible development also depends on corporate governance. Organizations can establish ethical guidelines for artificial intelligence projects and create oversight committees. These internal structures help turn principles into routine practice. They also make it clearer how decisions are reviewed, challenged, and improved over time. Bias in facial recognition harms justice. A case study on facial recognition brings several concerns together. Misidentification in law enforcement highlights bias in training datasets. It also shows why fairness and accountability matter. When these systems are used in sensitive settings, errors can carry serious consequences for trust and justice. Healthcare offers a different kind of case study. Artificial intelligence-assisted diagnostic tools can improve efficiency, but they also require explainability and validation to ensure trust and reliability. In critical settings, performance alone is not enough. People need confidence in how and why decisions are made. The source describes responsible artificial intelligence development through fairness, accountability, and transparency. Fairness means avoiding discrimination based on race, gender, or socioeconomic factors. Accountability means establishing clear responsibility for outcomes. Transparency means providing clear insight into how systems operate, especially in critical applications. Ethical guidelines and governance extend this work. Examples include IEEE Ethically Aligned Design and the European Union Ethics Guidelines for Trustworthy Artificial Intelligence. Governments develop regulations and policies, while organizations implement governance frameworks, establish ethics committees, and work to adhere to standards. Automation of repetitive and manual tasks could lead to losses in transportation, retail, and manufacturing. At the same time, new roles can emerge in development, maintenance, and oversight. Building trust requires explainable systems, diverse stakeholder involvement, public education, and safeguards against misuse, privacy violations, and fear. Global challenges require international collaboration. The source points to the European Union Artificial Intelligence Strategy, the United States National Artificial Intelligence Initiative, and the Global Partnership on Artificial Intelligence. It also highlights global standards from ISO and IEEE, equitable access for developing countries, and collaboration on climate-related solutions. Practical recommendations begin with policy development. That includes identifying ethical principles, defining clear guidelines, establishing monitoring mechanisms, addressing bias, protecting privacy, and incorporating explainability for critical decisions. The source also emphasizes stakeholder engagement, training, regular policy review, third-party audits, ethics committees, and transparent communication. 02030405. Artificial intelligence can be beneficial, but only when ethics and society remain central to its development and deployment. You have seen the key concerns, the social effects, the role of governance and collaboration, and the steps that support ethical practice. That is how artificial intelligence can better respect human values and serve society.